So, what's next for Luffy? As we all know that he literally got stabbed in the last chapter by Imu-sama, so he could get the same treatment again in the upcoming chapters. It's just a thought. So now let us discuss what could literally happen in the upcoming chapters of Elbaf, and we are also going to discuss about the potential people who could die in this island, or to be exact, who could sacrifice themselves in order to save the Straw Hat crew and Luffy from Imu-sama. And spoiler alert, Brook is on that list. How? Be sure to watch this video till the end because I explained everything in this video. But before that, I have a small request, and that is to like this video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans, subscribe to our channel Any Emotion. That really helps us out. Now with that out of the way, let's get back into the main video. Now, One Piece chapter 1188 was a really interesting chapter, but the one thing it will be always remembered for was the iconic panel of Luffy getting stabbed by Imu, and this is the second time that our main character is being stabbed. The first time it was done by Sir Crocodile, and now it is Imu-sama. And that's not it, because Luffy's partner in crime in Elbaf was none other than Loki, and he literally got thrashed by Imu in the same chapter. So what's next? Are the Straw Hat going to die? Well, no, that is not going to happen because the story needs to progress and the Straw Hat crew are the main character, so they literally cannot die. But death is something that is really going to occur in this island of Elbaf, because I think someone is literally going to either sacrifice themselves or is going to die. I spoke about Gunko sacrificing herself in order to save the Straw Hat crew. Be sure to check that video out. But if we just put Gunko aside, there are a few other contenders that are on the top of the death list for Elbaf, and they need a separate video, which will be this one, and we're going to go through their names one by one, and we're also going to discuss what prominent do they hold in the story and how is this going to affect the story going forward. Now, the first person on this list is none other than Scopper Gaban, and let me just note down a few of his biggest achievements. The first is he was part of the Roger Pirates, the second one is he has literal conquered Saki, and the third one is somehow he's the husband of Ripley and the father of Colin. Now the last one is the biggest achievement of them all, because my guy is living some people's biggest dreams. You guys got it right, biggest dreams. Okay, that was a lame joke, but let us talk about his death and why is there a death flag in his name. Well, you see, first of all, he's an old-timer character and he's someone that is flexible enough to die, and he also holds various secrets, and most importantly, he's very significant to the current story because Scopper Gaban was the person that informed us how to defeat a Holy Knight, that was by using Conqueror's Haki, and he literally is someone that could give us a big emotional punch with his death, because again, he is the husband of Ripley and the father of Colin, and we are following Colin from the very beginning of Elbaf, and Colin being his son is definitely going to go emotional, and after seeing Colin emotional, he's literally a giant kid, so every other reader is also going to get an emotional punch, just like how we got all emotional when Bonnie started crying for Kuma. This could also be that emotional punch that may hit us in the end of Elbaf. But is Scopper Gaban strong enough to even hold Imu for a few minutes? No, he is not. Literally, he's old, and we all know that when One Piece characters do get old, their power is literally reduced. We know how strong Garp was on his prime. Garp literally made Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom teaming up together run away from him because Garp was just too strong, and now we know that he cannot even hold his own against the Blackbeard crew, which is again not even close to the strength of Kaido, Whitebeard and Big Mom combined. Maybe Aokiji can defeat one of them, but I don't think anyone rather than Aokiji even stand a chance against any one of those big names. But the second person on this list is very important, and that is Brook. Yes, I'm talking about our musician Brook, and why he might die in this arc, right? It is not something that we all expected. He is a part of the Straw Hat crew, and he deserves to go in the final war alongside with his captain, that is Monkey D. Luffy. But there is something very important for Brook in this island, and that is Gunko. Now, we all read Brook's backstory in this arc of Elbaf, and we all know his connection with Gunko, and he failed to save Gunko a few years ago in the kingdom of Asperia, but I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. He's going to do whatever he can in order to make sure that Gunko is safe from Imu. Now, you do have to remember that Imu and Gunko probably are on a contract, and Imu might even kill Gunko just like he killed Saint Saturn in the arc of Egghead. So we can all assume that saving Gunko is not going to be a walk in the park. Now the question arises is that how can Brook even save Gunko? Can Imu just kill Gunko in an instant? Well, I think he can, but Brook do have a wild card inside of him, and that is his devil fruit, aka the soul fruit. Yes, this is the very same devil fruit that make Brook come back to life after he died. So this devil fruit is literally overpowered. And now Brook can use this overpowered devil fruit in order to save Gunko. He again failed to save Gunko 60 years ago in Asperia, but now he can literally push his devil fruit to the limit in order to break Gunko's bond with Imu, aka the bond between Gunko's soul and Imu's soul. And since we know that One Piece characters do have souls, so Brook should have some sort of authority in the term of handling souls. So can he break the bond of souls between Gunko and Imu? Yes, I do think so. But it might come at a very huge cost. That could be Brook's life. And I don't think Brook is going to be afraid in order to sacrifice himself so that he could save Gunko that he failed to do in Asperia all those years ago. Now, there is also a third person who might sacrifice themselves in order to save Luffy and the Straw Hat crew from Imu-sama, and that person is none other than Elder of the island of Elbaf, that is Elder Yarl. Now, Elder Yarl is again not in the same strength of Imu, he is not even as strong as Zoro, so he is not literally going to defeat Imu in a 1v1, but what he can do is be a bait for Imu. Again, one of the things that Imu want to do in Elbaf is to kill Elder Yarl. So Elder Yarl could be the bait in order to make Imu go away from this island. Now, if you guys are asking the question how he's going to do that, well, you see it is pretty simple. Gunko can control the abyssal portals. Yes, I made a last video about Gunko. You could go and check this out, and I made about a detailed discussion how could Gunko catch or transport Imu back to the castle of Marijua. And the way to do it is through the abyssal portals. Now, how are we going to push Imu to that place? Well, Elder Yarl could be that bait. He could be that bait that takes Imu to the place where the portals accessible points are, and Gunko could then close shut those portals and send Imu back to the castle of Marijua. Again, I do think that would require some sort of sacrifice to just send the literal owner of the portals back to his own castle. So maybe just Gunko sacrifice herself, or maybe someone else sacrifice themselves for Gunko in order to send Imu back to the castle. Although it is a very long shot, but it is something that could happen in the story of One Piece. But that will be it for today's video. If you guys watched this video till the end, thank you so much for watching our video till the end. And be sure to like this video, share this video to fellow One Piece and anime fans, subscribe to our channel Anymotion. For Hindi exclusive One Piece content, be sure to check out our Hindi channel, that is Let's Play Anime. We'll link a video or the latest video of that channel into the description section, so be sure to check that out. But with that out of the way, I'm out. Peace.